Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your life. Some people, they're draining you, not because they're bad people, but because you keep on giving them access to what they have not earned. As a result, you may be feeling exhausted all the time. And that exhaustion may not be coming from your schedule or work life balance. It might be your soul that's tired of giving too much of itself away. And today, we're going to talk about how to protect your energy, regulate your emotions, and practice healthy detachment without guilt. But before we go deeper, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if this speaks to you. And make sure that you check out my free e guides in the description below. And if we haven't met before, my name is Cindy, your partner in emotional clarity, energetic alignment, and unapologetic personal power. Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling like you gave away a piece of yourself? Have you ever felt guilty for pulling back when you felt overwhelmed around people? If that's happened to you, chances are that you may be letting people drain your energy. And that's mainly because of something called people pleasing. So let's just call it what it is. People pleasing is expensive. It costs you clarity, it costs you confidence, and it drains your capacity to live your best life because it makes you tired. And overgiving, that's not love, my friend. It's self abandonment dressed up like compassion. In fact, research shows that we can only truly manage about 150 emotional connections. But if we're giving energy to hundreds of people through text, messages, coworkers, DMs, family, and social media. No wonder we're burnt out. And the effects of emotional labor without boundaries are real. How so, you might ask? They lead to burnout, anxiety, resentment, fatigue, and feeling like you're never truly yourself anymore. Does this sound familiar? If it does, then you need to understand something. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it's soul level hygiene. And if you've been on this channel before, you've heard me talk about soul level hygiene, which is basically letting go of things that no longer serve you or are not for your highest and greatest good. Having said that, let's dig a little deeper. A lot of us, myself included, were taught that love meant sacrificing yourself, especially if you were raised as a caregiver, a fixer, or a high performer, a leader, someone who's basically caring for others, nurturing others, or leading others. If you're one of those people, here's the truth: healthy love, healthy leadership, healthy friendships has boundaries. Empathy without limits, that's not noble. That's enmeshment. And you're not here to be a sponge for everybody else's emotions. You're not here to rescue people from their own healing process or their own empowerment. You are responsible for yourself, for being the best human you can be. Yes, for helping and empowering others, but from a place of fullness, not leaking away your energy. Here's an uncomfortable truth: you, yes, you are not responsible for how someone reacts to your boundaries. If you're interested in learning more about boundaries, I did create a video last week on that subject, which I highly recommend you look at. Now, let's talk about boundaries from the perspective of detachment. Detachment is not cold, it's clarity. It's choosing truth over guilt, peace over performing. Because you may have heard me say this before, we perform identities, we perform things that we think we're supposed to be that are at times inauthentic to who we truly are. And that performance is a way of energetically leaking your essence. It's a way of giving away your energy. And because performance is often inauthentic to who we truly are, it drains us because it's not living in our truth and in our power. How do you spot someone who drains you? Not all energy drainers are obvious. Some are actually more subtle. And here's how to know if somebody is draining you. You may be feeling obligated around them, not inspired. You give, but they never really give back. Or you shrink, edit, or censor yourself to keep the peace to make them feel comfortable. Or you may feel off after spending time with them. Something just doesn't quite click and you're forcing it. And they may be guilting you for growing or setting boundaries. This is a big one. If someone punishes you for boundaries, that's not love, that's control. And it's important that we see the signs. A good way to start taking our energy back, our power back, is through emotional regulation. And this is what sometimes people don't talk about. At least I didn't learn this growing up is you cannot change people and you are not responsible for changing people. But you can regulate yourself and how you respond to people and situations. And that is where your power lives. Here's what that can look like. You can, for example, pause, not react. Take a deep breath when you're in an uncomfortable, energetic, draining situation. Then you can name the feeling. Is the feeling heavy? Is it even yours when you're around that person? You can also ask yourself, is this my responsibility or conditioning? See, we often get conditioned to be people pleasers. We get conditioned to be givers. We get conditioned to be many things that we have been told we should be, but we really are not. When we start to recognize the conditioning, we can start to break free. This is also how you can regulate your nervous system because you stop reacting from trauma, you stop reacting from conditioning, and you start responding from your truth. Here's something that you can quickly try when you are feeling a bit overwhelmed due to being energetically drained. You can put your hand over your heart and take a couple of deep breaths into your lower body. So let's try this. Hand over heart, right hand over heart, left hand on the belly. Take a deep breath and feel your belly and your chest expand outward. Hold it and then take a long exhale. That's a good way to center yourself and release some good feel hormones. In that moment, you choose to ground and say something similar to I'm safe or whatever wording works best for you. Remember, you're not here to absorb chaos. You are here to stay rooted in your clarity, in your power, and in your truth. One of the most important and empowering things you could do for yourself is start to take stock of what is not yours and start to feel okay with creating boundaries so that people do not take your energy. And here's a counterintuitive truth. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to pull back. And when you pull back, you're not abandoning anybody. You're returning to yourself. You're giving yourself space to be, to heal, to process, to be clear. Say this with me. I release the need to be needed. I choose peace over performance. Every time you protect your energy, you teach others what self respect looks like and how they can treat you. That was a really hard one for me to learn. If you're always giving away your time and your energy, you're teaching people that they can take that from you. And that it's not the path of a leader. It is not emotional maturity and it is not spiritual integrity. It's actually a sign of potentially having low self esteem, low confidence, unworthiness, people pleasing, and a need for external validation. And if that is something that is going on within us, it's very difficult to protect our energies and to be centered. But the good news is that can be changed. That could be changed by pulling back and practicing different tools that can help to center us and regulate us. I've made plenty of videos that you can look at. And also, there are many great books out there. I've written a couple, but you don't have to buy mine. Find what resonates with you. We're going to close today's session with a mini anchoring meditation. I would like to invite you to close your eyes if you can. Take a deep breath in and then exhale out. As you're doing this, visualize a warm, golden light pouring over you, down your head, into your chest, through your arms, your core, your legs, your feet. This light is nourishing. Think of this light as a barrier of protection that helps you stay in your energetic field as your boundary. And whenever you feel someone trying to push through that boundary, see that light radiating out brightly but powerfully, centering you, keeping you grounded and in your energy. And as you do this, really, really go into your heart space and what it feels like to radiate love, what it feels like to be centered, to be grounded, to be your true self, to be respected, to stand in your power. Just imagine what it feels like and let that energy, let those emotions flood your heart space. And as you think about how that feels, have a smile and repeat after me if it resonates. I am safe to protect my energy. I detach with love. I return to my center and I move forward in my power and light. Feel that at a deep cellular level. Let's take a deep breath in and then exhale out all that you've been holding on to. Let everything go. And when you're ready, open your eyes and remember you are powerful, you are whole, you are worthy, you are enough. Thank you for being in this space today. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and check out the offerings I have in the description. There's a couple of free ebooks available. In addition, I do offer some one-to-one soul clarity sessions. Until next time, make it a great day.